Hi, I'm Mark Benedict with Knowledge Point. Before we start our class today on how to be an effective remote worker, I wanted to give you some tips on how to set up your workspace like a pro. So I'm not new to remote working. I worked for a company for over a year that had no offices. We conducted all our work by teleconference. Let's take a quick view of my apartment to see what we have to work with. I'll explain the thought process I used to come up with my final setup. My apartment has minimal furniture, but since my wife and I share it, we do have two desks, one in the living room and one in the bedroom. If you have children, you will probably have to move to a bedroom. Of course, your wife and children are going to need some place to occupy themselves while you are on a business call. And if you keep them confined in a bedroom, they just might explode or revolt. Later in the seminar, we will talk about the importance of having a family routine to follow when you have a business call and give you some tips on how to make it easier for your family. First, avoid backlighting because it's unflattering and it's also a strain for the person who's watching. The best lighting will usually be natural lighting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change my desk position so that it actually faces the source of natural lightings, and we'll see how that improves the picture. By turning my desk to face the natural light, I get much better lighting, skin tones are more natural. You'll always be better off anytime you can take natural light as a primary lighting source. The final thing that a lot of people don't notice is that the natural camera angle when you have a laptop on the desktop is almost always looking upward. It's not always the most flattering viewpoint. In my case, I've got a little bit of loose skin here. Not too bad, but there's a simple fix. If you have an empty box about 6 inches tall that you can keep stashed away, you can put it underneath your laptop and raise it up to eye level. Let's see how that does. So this is at eye level. It's a little bit more pleasing and flattering. So finally, sometimes we have a background behind us that doesn't quite look like what we want it to look. If you have a good camera with a good graphics card, Microsoft Teams provides a feature that allows you to actually change your background, and we'll show you that. But to do that, I'll have to make a call to my colleague Britt, and we'll demo one of the features of Microsoft Teams.
Hello, Mark.
Hey, Britt, what are you doing today? I thought you should be on vacation. It's Armed Forces Unification Day.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at the beach.
Well, why don't you demonstrate for us the feature in Microsoft Teams where you can change your background and transport your presence to somewhere you'd rather be?
Sure. So you go down here to the control bar where you have 3 dots and it says more actions. So you click on that, go up to show background effects, and then you'll have a variety of backgrounds to choose from. So my personal favorite is Southern California, and you hit apply, and then I'm all of a sudden at the beach.
Great. Well, that's where I'd rather be today too. So how about show us a few of the other choices?
Sure. So you can pick any of them. Here's one with an industrial background. You apply that, and it shows that. Or you can go to kind of a minimalist, modern view with the background. So pick any one you want.
In closing, I'd just like to conclude by pointing out that you really need to have a good headset. This will help you sound great, and it will prevent having audio feedback because the headset is not hearing what's coming into your earpiece. I like Bluetooth, but if you have an older computer, you can get a corded headset just like this, except with a cord. That's very inexpensive and will give you excellent sound quality and keep you from having those annoying echoes when someone is talking to you. Thanks for listening. I hope you learned something. And now I'll take you back to your instructors for the rest of your class. Bye now.